they've been. They are obviously back home for reasons I will get into in just a minute. But for now, I'm about to take a cold shower and shock my nervous system. I'm gonna brush this rat's nest. Oh my goodness, a lot to fill you in on, but I'll be right back. I'm back. Oh my God, it's been a crazy time. Don't mind my boxers. Aunt Flo paid a visit, and I don't want to talk about it. We love her, but we don't, you know? Since being back, me and Garrick have been spending a lot of time, I feel like doing chores, like just house stuff and like updating the chickens area because it is so freaking hot and they need more shade than just the trees. So Garrick's been working his little tail off, building them just some more stuff and shade. Like the cutie little chicken dad he is. It feels so freaking weird to be home. Like even cooking in the house and taking a shower, it's just all so different from being in the bus. I don't know, I feel like we've learned a lot about like wattages and stuff. Like our generator powers our whole bus, but like we're still very cautious of what we're using and like turning different power switches off when we're using certain things, and like it's just very different being home and being able to just like, you know, use whatever you want when you want, which I guess you can in our bus. We're just like really cautious. Anywho, life's been crazy. I'm breaking out really bad. I don't know if it's stress or what, but I feel like we were doing so good. Like things were going great in the bus. Y'all, I gotta stop calling it the bus. I need a name for her because the bus is boring and I'm sick of saying it. But yeah, I just feel like we have had the best time of our life and truly life-changing. I really don't know how to put it into words. If you haven't like traveled and been remote with your family, I don't know if you would truly understand, but it was just a magical experience, and I hope and pray that everybody gets to do it at some point in their life. But it had to come to an end. Did you miss me, Mom?
Absolutely, I miss you every day. Ooh, did you try the buttermilk moisturizer? You did?
Yeah,
Dry
that's good.
lotion.
That's really good. It dries, you like shake it, and you put it on your pimples, dries them up.
Oh, how cool is that? Oh, that's rose water. That's good for your
This
face.
is so good about not drinking soda.
Sorry.
When you come home and give me this. So we ended up coming home because Venture started running a fever. And I was like, okay, like he's probably teething or whatever. Then we were supposed to go to the spring the next morning and he was feeling fine and it would like go in waves. So we ended up going to the spring and I stayed in the bus with him while the big kids went and played because he just like wasn't feeling himself. He had no appetite, and it's really weird because he has no other symptoms. Like the kids have no other symptoms. Normally if it's like a viral infection or a sickness of some kind, there's always like, you know, sneezing, runny nose, like whatever, but there was none of that. So I was just like really confused. I started Googling, of course, and then that like got me into a rabbit hole thinking that it could have been like too much sun exposure or like something. And so anyways, whatever, fast forward, we end up leaving. We actually had 2 more spots that we had already planned that we were going to, and then we were just gonna like plan from there wherever else we wanted to go, but we had 2 for sure and we just canceled them because I didn't want to be somewhere unfamiliar and him be sick and upset. And so we just like called it all off and we came home, and of course now he's feeling better, but it definitely like goes in waves. And I took him to the doctor and they tested him for flu and strep, which I knew he didn't have. So that came back negative, and they tested him for a urinary tract infection. We had to put like this bag to try to catch his urine, and that didn't work in the office, so I had to go home and do it, and it didn't work, and so then I had to do it again, and then finally got a little bit, and I just took it to the doctor, and they're gonna run their test and then probably run a culture, and if it's not that, then they're gonna do some lab work because I'm just like confused at what else it could be, and so are they. But anyways, that's where we're at right now. The kids were really bummed, but you know, we made it a learning opportunity. Things happen. I think that's one thing about the bus is it was like a very big learning opportunity for different things, because there were times when the generator didn't work, so we had to go like return the generator, and then, you know, we got stuck in the mud, and just like things don't happen as you plan them all the time, especially when you're on the road. And so they had to learn patience and just to enjoy the little things, and I just feel so grateful for the opportunity to do what we're doing. Even if we can't be in the bus right now, it's not going to be our last time, and that makes me happy. But I don't know, I feel comfortable that we did come home and we're not in an unfamiliar place, and we're able to, you know, take him to the doctor, all that kind of stuff. So that's the update. We are home. I wanted to answer some questions for you guys because there's been a lot. I feel like this is a really good question. A really nice question. I don't know. Are you happy in life at the moment? I feel like for the first time in a long time, happy. There's a lot of questions about Garrick and I, which, I mean, I get it, but boundaries with Garrick while y'all are traveling. Garrick and I have a level of respect for each other, so yeah, we definitely know each other's boundaries and stuff, and it's definitely taught us some patience too. Being in such close quarters with someone that just, yeah, you gotta be patient. Is the bus trip reconnecting you and Garrick? To answer that simply, I feel like yes. And I don't even mean like necessarily romantic wise, but just like between two human beings that have a lot of history together and just a lot of connection in general. Yes. Where are y'all going next? The next time we take the bus, I really want to go to Texas to go see some friends. Do the kids know any details about what's going on with you and Garrick? This is a good question, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. They know that mommy and daddy love each other. That's just been our main goal, is to try to keep things as between us as possible. So we're working hard on our relationship, trying to be the best co-parents. They might recognize that things are a little bit different, but we've tried to keep everything very neutral and different than before, because before, like Garrick and I, you know, we didn't know how to communicate very well, and whereas now I think it might be even better because we realized that we've needed to really work on that and genuinely work on that, because it's one thing to say it and it's another thing to do it. This is one question with a lot of questions in it. So how are you mentally? How are the kids reacting to bus life? How's Camo in the bus? Like I said, I feel like I'm doing a lot better. The kids absolutely love it. They think that it's the coolest thing in the world, as I feel like any child would. Camo is so good. He loves bus life, and I was a little bit nervous for that because I didn't know how he would react, but he just like, he's such a happy dog in the bus. I mean, he's happy at home, but like I could just notice a change in everyone in the bus. I know that sounds crazy, but for real. How do you keep up with blonde? Y'all, I don't. I have not been to get my hair done in so long, and that's partially my fault because I haven't carved out the time to do it. It's like a whole day thing for me, and I've just been so busy, but like it is hard to keep up with, I'm not gonna lie. Do you see you and Garrett getting back together in the future? Love you. I love you too. This question is like really hard because divorce it's a really like hard thing for me to see myself doing with someone that I've spent so much of my life with. And just because we're not like together right now, I don't think that means that there couldn't be like a potential possibility in the future. I feel like with any relationship, there's never not a possibility. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what the future holds. Garrick and I made such a big commitment to each other, and I was only 17 years old, and we've made it through some really, really hard times, and he is still my best friend. There's obvious things that have led us to this point, but at the same time, I think that there's always room for growth and change, and like we can't predict the future, so I don't really know how to answer that. Did you sell the house? No, we did not sell the house. Do you ever suffer with bad anxiety? No. Yes. Have you or will you go on any dates? That's definitely not something I'm thinking about right now. Like I said, you never really know what the future holds with anything, but I don't see myself doing that. And no, I have not been on any dates. I really want to make it a point for me to not run to like distraction. I know that it can be really easy for people like that are going through any kind of breakup to just distract yourself, but I need to be able to feel my feelings and not like drown them out, and I think it's important for growth. If anything, I'm scared. I am scared to step my toes into any of that, to be honest. I wouldn't even know how to speak to someone, literally. They asked vice versa with like me or Garrick, and I'll have to have him answer that question because I'm curious to know too.
One eternity later.
Okay, so I answered a question earlier. It's been like several hours, by the way, but I remembered the question. They said, have you been on a date, or do you plan on going on dates?
Have I been on a date with somebody else? No.
Are you planning on dabbling in the dating world?
Yeah, I've been dating around. No, I'm not dating other people. She is, but I plan to date you. At some point.
Okay, I guess you'll have to figure out my answer whenever this goes up. I'm gonna end this here. If you like this video, please give a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already.
Actual notification bell so don't miss out on videos. See you in the banana chip. Woo.